Well, we are here, January 15th, 1991, just 30 minutes away from possible war. The road to this date has been paved with words and images that will last for generations.
Tonight, reporter Dave Faraday has a look back at words and pictures of the past few months.
And communicate means listening as well as talking.
But Iraq is open to genuine exchange of views.
Iraq's complete and unconditional withdrawal from Kuwait.
That Iraq does not yield to pressure.
I'm an optimist. I still think there's plenty of time for Saddam Hussein to come to his senses.
The case for war now has not been made by the president.
Life is so precious.
Up until the 15th, it was like we had days to hope for of him coming home. But now with the 15th here, it's like it's been a big ticking time bomb.
I would have told you that we do know everything.
Reality is that no course of action is free of risk.
This is democracy. This is our system of government.
It is a deadline for Saddam Hussein to choose peace over war.
Well, I hope my Uncle Donnie comes home safely, and I hope I can feel my heart when he gets home.
Okay.
Beautiful piece.
Absolutely. Weather tomorrow morning.
Okay, let's start off with wake-up weather for us too.
Coming up on WPDE Action News, more missile alerts in Saudi Arabia, and the verdict is in for Alvin Owens.
Bo has high school basketball highlights. Action News is next. Good evening, everybody. I'm Bob Howick.
And I'm Sue Abrams. Shania Chavis has the night off. The latest offer of a pullout by Iraq has been rejected by the Allied coalition, but some world leaders say it's still worth looking over. The president, however, says no deal as long as Saddam Hussein has conditions attached. Meanwhile, the bombing raids continue in Baghdad and Kuwait. There were more alerts of Scud attacks in both Riyadh and Tehran, but a short time later, the all-clear was sounded. In New York, a coalition of black leaders criticized the Bush administration for not pursuing the Baghdad proposal. They are calling the war immoral. A ceasefire would affect our local economy in many ways, the most obvious of which would be seen in the price of oil. It's already dropped drastically from its recent high of more than $40 a barrel. Wheat First Securities' Bob Mitchell says any oil-based product would drop in price, including many chemicals. He adds the return of local military personnel would be a huge boost to the economy, as they would be spending their paychecks here, not in Saudi Arabia. Bob? Another coastal military unit is being activated. Medical personnel from Naval Reserve Unit 307 in Beaufort have been told to report. The personnel will show up for processing at the Columbia Naval and Marine Corps Reserve Center next Wednesday. The official word is it's activation to support the U.S. operations in the Middle East. It's not known if they'll be deployed or remain stateside. Patriotism is sweeping our country like never before, and it spans all ages. Youngsters at Bright Beginnings Daycare Center in Sumter were no exception today. Some may have been too young to understand the meaning behind the words of war, but that didn't stop them from singing as loud as they could.
Well, the way that wind was blowing today, I'm not sure if we'll ever find those balloons.
Yeah, what's to sing about? It was cold.
Oh, it's just brutally cold out here now. Can you tell how hard the wind is still blowing?
Yes.
Definitely.
Check out that flag. It's unfurled like full length right now, isn't it?
Check your hair. It's steady on the other side.
Is it cold enough for us to start running the water a little bit, just some drips and drops?
Yeah, you might want to do that, especially if you live in a mobile home or something like that, and you might want to let me come inside.
Okay.
All right.
Lake City police have rounded up 15 suspects in an undercover crack cocaine bust. The drug sting began last night and continued today. At a bond hearing, the suspected pushers were charged with possession and intent to sell crack cocaine. Authorities say most of Lake City's drug sales come from people outside the community. Their bond ranged from $5,000 to $25,000. Police say they're not letting up and they'll make more arrests. Industries are opting to recycle within, not just to help the environment, but to cut costs, too. And as Amanda Lamb reports in part 2 of this week's Earthwatch, recycling plastics is actually becoming a business unto itself. Well, not only a big day in Daytona, Bo, but a big day for high school basketball here as well.
Yeah, well, this was the...
Fear not if you forgot your sweetheart on Valentine's Day. Your oversight could be a blessing in disguise, especially if you're short on cash. Some stores have marked down their Valentine's items as much as 75%. They hope to clear out the cards and other hearty items as soon as possible. Why the rush? The Easter Bunny is hopping into the picture, even though he has more than a month before his big day.
And don't forget, there's 29 cents a crack for those cards now, too.
That's over your budget.
That sure is. Weather, this is cold.
This is the worst.
Boy, can't wait for that. You were warm inside covering basketball, though.
Yeah, thank goodness it wasn't football season. Some other things to pass along. Olympic team.
All right.
That's our look at this Friday. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Have a great weekend.
Good night.
From the TV15 newsroom, Action News live on the hour.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Allyson Floyd. After only 90 minutes of deliberations, a federal jury has found Representatives B.J. Gordon and Larry Blanding guilty of selling their votes for cash. And 67 members of the 413th Chemical Company from Florence are returning home from the Middle East. They will meet family and friends at Fort Jackson tomorrow afternoon. Your weather today calls for partly cloudy skies with highs in the 50s. Join us for more news in just 1 hour.
You know, we've all heard the fairy tale story about the ugly duckling turning into a beautiful swan. WPDE's Nancy Humphries tells us how the story has taken on a very real-life meaning for one of South Carolina's most prominent young women.
Mary Waddell Gainey, a native of Hartsville, was crowned Miss South Carolina in July 1990 and was named first runner-up to Miss America in September. This state representative is using her title as a platform to share a very special message with school children all over the state. Her story is featured in the current issue of the National Enquirer.
Because Mary was first runner-up to Miss America, and because she's had so much success in her life lately, people think it was always easy for her, but it wasn't.
I was an ugly duckling when I was growing up, and I had a lot of different handicaps and a lot of different problems that caused my childhood not to be anything but easy.
Mary was born with severe birth defects and underwent 5 operations by the age of 6. As a young child, she was teased about her crossed eyes, her glasses, and her weight problem. But Mary was determined to overcome her handicaps. In her program, she encourages small children not to give up either.
What did you learn about the program today?
I learned about her telling us to believe in ourselves.
She don't wear no more glasses, and she was a little nothing, and now she a Miss America now.
Mary's training and ambition include teaching the deaf. Perhaps Mary will encourage even more children to overcome their handicaps in days to come. Nancy Humphries, WPDE Action News.
From the TV15 newsroom, Action News live on the hour.
Good afternoon, I'm Nancy Humphries. Former Japanese Prime Minister Nakasone says Hussein seems serious about ending the Gulf crisis. And an anticlimactic finish for the Paris Open indoor tennis tournament as Becker had to withdraw against Edberg due to injury. Actress Mary Martin, who played Peter Pan, is dead from cancer at age 76. And the Navy says 3 American sailors are among at least 8 people injured by a bombing in Chile. And Georgetown County residents are warned to boil their water before drinking. The water may be contaminated due to a loss of pressure. And if you missed it, Douglas Wakakuri is the winner of the New York City Marathon at 2 hours, 30 minutes, and 45 seconds. Sunny with highs in the 70s. More news in 1 hour.
From the TV15 newsroom, Action News live on the hour.
Good morning, I'm Nancy Humphries. If you live in Georgetown County, you should boil your water before you drink it. The water may be contaminated from an accidental loss of water pressure. And Henry McMaster says his rival's television commercials are a bold-faced lie. He says he may sue Lieutenant Governor Theodore for libel. Mostly sunny with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. More news in 1 hour.